Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Terezi E.
Thank you, Cornsey. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, booze, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he manifested that, you drink. If My Sock Summer interrupts me in the intro, or calls us lazy, you drink. And if I talk music or have an awkward pause as we take this train right off the fucking rails, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us drink for just $1.08 or more. Please more. But speaking of drinking, fellas, what are you drinking? Beef Loaf, what are you drinking tonight?
Happy Halloween, boys. I felt There was time to. I've been drinking all the bullshit. I'm going to Binny's and buying some shit I want to drink. So I'm going to drink some Añejo tonight. It's going to be a big tequila night. I found the candy stash. I've only had one Snickers so far. But when no trick-or-treaters come, and we haven't had a single trick-or-treater yet, tonight is the night where I hit some candy after the show. So delicious tequila, then some candy late night, boys.
So Beef, I was gonna give you a smasher pass this week if nothing had happened.
Yeah.
Of just all Halloween candy. But like, is it just Snickers or bust with you, or you got a lot of other favorites?
No. Well, right now what we got in the house, we got Snickers, we got the regular Hershey bars, what a lot of people don't like, Reese's peanut butter cups, and then the Kit Kat. I like the regular Hershey's as well. All four of those I like. I would eat any one of them. I just happened to grab a Snickers during the day. It was the one that I thought was most innocuous. No one would catch me eating it because I feel like I've been spying on all day, because first the candy was hidden, then the candy was out where everyone could see it, and I was afraid when I was working from the kitchen table to go over there and get some. But I did sneak a little bit.
I feel like you were a big Twix guy when we were young. I feel like
I love Twix.
Twix.
Yeah, I love Twix. Yeah, no, I like Twix. I like whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit, very underrated candy bar.
That's
very underrated.
That's like Weezer album 2 deep cut candy. You know, like
yeah. I'm not even sure they make that shit no more. I'm not sure.
I haven't bought a candy bar in many years.
I don't know if I like it, but then you have it again, and you're like, this is great.
Jared says he grabbed a Snickers. Just one, motherfucker, all right? I'll let you guys know if I'm power eating. I already put out there that I had a goddamn meatball sub for lunch at 10:30 in the morning. I was debating. I get to work today, and it was not a lot of people there because some people stayed home with their kids or whatever, and it's early in the morning. I'm like, you know what? I've been good. I've been eating salads a lot for lunch. I'm like, today's the day I splurged a little bit. And I'm looking. I'm like, man, Luke's on Jackson has a good sub sandwich. It's like 10 in the morning, and I'm like, I'll order for noon, and then I'm like, I'll order it for right now, and I got it at 10:30. Treasy, big old greasy meatball sandwich, and so much fries. I didn't even finish my fries. There's so much fucking fries. I'm like, I'm like sweating and greasing at 10:47 in the morning. I'm like, I can't. I gotta throw the rest of this away, but very satisfying.
See, I'm with you at Beef, and like that, the like weekends when I like when I'm working,
yeah,
you know, and like I'm like hungry at like. I would be up at like 5:30 in the morning or something working, and it's like 10:30 in the morning. I'm like, man, I should get some lunch. And you look at that Uber Eats app, and it's open yet.
Oh man,
like I gotta get pancakes or something. Like there's no
only certain spots. That's right. When I looked, I was like, wow, I can order this shit right now. Let's do it, you know. And it was like, oh, your order's in process, and the shit got there so fast, man. I was like. Dude was ready to deliver my shit 10:30 in the morning. A madman eating a goddamn meatball sandwich. He was right there, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Guy had nothing else to do. He was eager to feed you that sub.
That's right.
MSS, what are you drinking?
Oh, boys, it's Halloween, and you know I have young children, so we just walked the entire length of Low. We're drinking the Wild Turkey's bottle as big as my head. You know that's where we go today. I got nothing fancy. I wasn't gonna mix a drink. I had the old man was in here at the beginning of the week, so we had a bunch of baklava, old fashions. Ran out of time tonight to make it pre-mix anything for myself. So just straight fucking Wild Turkey 101 for me, baby. That's what I'm gonna do.
Teresa, do you feel like
I'm gonna
MSS
need you to make
is,
one of those baklava old fashions? But go ahead, Beef. Sorry.
Do you feel like he's nursing that bottle a little bit? He's been trotting that same bottle out now. I feel like for 7 episodes in a row now. Like, I mean, fucking put a dent in it or not. I mean, what's going on here? Look at this. That's like 4 drinks out of there. What the fuck?
A lot. That's 4 drinks.
A quarter of your head is a drink.
I'm not shaming him on that one.
From the top of my head to my eyebrow.
That's 1 drink.
1 drink. Chorizo, what are you drinking tonight, Mr. Pumpkins? Oh
The
shit!
Stormtrooper of Death is back.
Ooh,
Nice.
baby.
He wants another round. So we're gonna see how it goes. It tastes different than last week, which means I'm getting to some different flavors in there. I don't know.
Nice.
There's layers in the bottle.
I guess it like all just sat on top of each other. It didn't mix. Didn't mix together.
It's like that video where you see the kid with the water and the milk. He's like, "Look, this is heavier than this is," and they're not mixing. He goes, "Look, I can pour it into a cup and it mixes," and he's like, "Oh." Cracks me up.
Oh,
Aloha
how you
thinks
doing
I'm
tonight,
high
man?
right now, but I am not.
Oh
high.
shit! Aloha, Mr. Hand says he has something to tell us. He says with the election on Tuesday, this vote is for MSS. Also, fuck salad, vile weed.
Oh,
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mr.
Aloha.
Hand. Appreciate you.
Drizzy, we had one before that too.
Yeah, yum, yum, yum. I think we got John Nava up there.
John Nava.
John Nava got in there early. John,
He was right out, pounding out of the gate, baby.
cheers, fellas. Let's start November off right. Hell yeah, let's start.
Oh, I
November
like that.
off
I
right.
like that. Let's go in November. Time
Yeah,
to put up your Christmas tree. Let's go. As soon as the clock hits midnight, everyone get their fucking Christmas tree up. That's gonna be me.
That's right.
I'm watching Die Hard after we finish.
Attaboy.
First Christmas
Let's go.
movie of the year.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna get right into it.
Treasy, if we get to $50 back end of the show, okay, I'm going to do something special. Okay, for the back end of the show, I will do something special,
back end.
Halloween related.
So
if
we're
we
10.
get to $50. We're 10 in.
We're
so we need
$9.99 in.
$40
$9.99
more.
in.
We
So I
need
gotta
40
keep
more
track of
bucks.
this. I need a pen.
I can do that. I can do that.
You got it?
On air Prince Albert.
I got it.
Oh man,
He's a
I can't
numbers
wait.
guy. MSS our numbers guy, so let him take care of that.
I'm pretty good at numbers.
Yeah, I agree. I think you are.
For this kind of shit, I am. Like picking teams or something. No, not good.
No.
MSS
I'll leave
shoving
that to
his
you
mic
guys.
up, shoving in one of those butt plugs up his ass. Is gonna be
Well, I still have plenty of them
our
'cause
last
Zero have
episode
some.
on YouTube.
Game used.
Catch
are
us
big
on
sellers.
OnlyFans next week.
We're at $10.
All right.
Goro, you shouldn't tip. You should
What the hell
probably
were we
keep
talking
the
about,
money
Beef?
to
How you
like,
doing?
pay for your shit.
I'm good. We just came off of a, I'll say a dramatic MLB playoff season. To me, it wasn't great baseball. It's kind of sloppy baseball. But maybe the sloppiest thing of the entire playoff season happened 2 games ago, and by a New York Yankees fan named Austin Capobianco. And I put the picture up on the screen. Now, this guy is the guy, you saw the play. Fly ball goes down the right field line towards the stands. Mookie Betts jumps up in the stands to catches the ball. He does catch it. This gentleman, another guy, hold Mookie Betts' arm up there. So Mookie Betts is fucking dangling off of the side of the wall. They open up the glove and rip the ball out and throw it away as if they did something real other than assault. So this bastard right here did the craziest thing I've ever seen, where he wasn't bludgeoned to a pulp afterwards. He was like solemnly walked out of the stadium. What do you guys think about this shit that went on? What was your instant reaction, Treasy?
So I wasn't home when this happened. So I get home and there's quite the kerfuffle on the internet about this. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I didn't even understand what was happening.
Yeah.
Like I was so confused by it. And then so like I watched the video and I was like, well, obviously security came and beat the shit out of this guy right in his seat. Right. That's obviously what had to happen. And then he's like walking out and people are high-fiving him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
The at the top of the aisle, fucking bro hugged him. They gave a nice.
The Leguiz did not get high fives from the Sox fans. So like when you're like, oh, well, what if it was your team? We've seen when it's our team, all right? And it's fucked up and we hated it. The Sox were the first to put up nets to avoid more Leguiz getting on the field, all right? So
That's right.
it had nothing to do with people getting hit by baseballs. So I saw it and I was just like, what
People
the
getting hit
fuck
by
is
people.
all this? And then like I'm thinking about it in terms of like what is going through Mookie Betts' head, right?
As he hangs from the stands.
And I had to
Brute
think, like,
is just holding him up there.
this motherfucker is so lucky. This guy is so lucky that Mookie Betts was like cool, calm, and collected about this. Because I'm thinking of the motherfuckers at the Pacers game that decided throwing water at Ron Artest was a great idea.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I saw someone tweet it. And I was like, yes, this was like, I wish that would have been Tommy Pham. Right? Like,
Yes, just jumping his dance on this guy.
and like, what percentage of, I guess a question to you guys, what percentage of the league would have jumped back into the stands and beat the ever-living shit out of him? I think at least 7%. I think at least 7%.
I think it's very few at this point. But I think I saw Ken W.O. say, I wish it was Albert Bell, because Albert Bell would have taken a ball and fired it off that guy. So he's been known to do that. Joey Bell, actually, when he was Joey Bell, when he had the boost problem, that's when he was extra aggressive and was doing that sort of thing. So, my sex summer, what did you think of this? When you saw this, what's your instant reaction, my friend?
I was the same thing. I didn't see it live, and I was like, I didn't know what was going on, and I saw pictures and looked on Twitter, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I finally saw like the full replay, and I was like, what? He's pulling him and then pulling his glove apart. I'm like, what is it? What in what world does somebody say this is what I should do? Like, I'm gonna open this, like feel the balls to like go.
I'm getting in here.
I can just do this. Like, this is totally okay.
Right.
Like, I mean, we saw two weird things happen, and it was the Dodger fans throwing cans at and bottles at
Jurickson
the
Profile.
Padres.
Yeah.
And then also the other guy that we traded away for James Shields. But yeah, they like those guys were getting shit thrown at their heads and their bodies, and people are like, well, they talk shit, and I don't know what Mookie did to deserve to have somebody grab his hand and try to pull the ball out, but like, I don't know why there was even a question that they were not going to get banned and not been able to go to the stadium ever again. Like, if one of us did something like that, like, I would be, I don't know if I could talk to you anymore.
So
I would be like, I have to, maybe we have to cut off our friendship.
You guys are getting right to my point here, though, because it seemed like the Yankees are reticent to do anything. MLB's begging them. And the Yankees their organization are kind of like, hey, these are our people here. And I actually don't think MLB or I think the MLB would like them to be punished, but I don't think the Yankees really want these guys to be punished. And I think that the Yankees want this. They didn't want that to happen, but they want this to fly under the radar or whatever. And I think this guy's probably going to get away mostly scot-free. So what I decided to do, guys, is I made a list, 10 things that I think could be true punishments for this gentleman. I would like you to judge them as I read them down to you very quickly. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This is until the next MLB season starts. My guy Austin here must talk without moving his hands for at least 1 hour a day. All right. He's gonna
Italian, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Kepa Bianco. Yeah, I think so. Maybe half
Possibly.
Italian trees. I don't know if he's 100%. No blogging about John Gotti fan fiction. Can't go to Foxwoods on the weekends. No naughty DMs to AOC, even though he hates her politics.
Yeah.
He has to admit that he doesn't know anyone in the mafia. All right. He has to pay at least 1 month of child support timely. Okay, on time, my friend. All right, Austin, on time. He's got to call it sauce, not gravy. He cannot call his penis his brajol. All right. He's not allowed to go to Ma's house for Sunday dinner. And he cannot, absolutely under no circumstance until the next MLB season starts, use the term have some respect or you gotta respect something or other. Right? I think those 10 things, if we do that, that's worse than ever banning them from Yankee Stadium. You put him back in Yankee Stadium. I think he won't want to do this anymore. I think this is the worst punishment. What do you guys think?
I think that's a great start. Yep. I like it. I would have added.
What I think is you got to get an Italian flag out. You got to go get an Italian flag. I got to go put on my not Italian but supportive shirt. Otherwise, we're getting canceled.
Wait, these are Italian things? I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Italians are
Oh,
king
they're
for
just
us.
New York things. I'm sorry.
He can't wear the Italian cream horn, the little horn there on his neck. You can't do that
I
for
didn't
good
say
luck.
that. I didn't say that.
Take that away.
Ribbed undershirts are fine also.
Oh yeah, the white beaters. You can't wear the Dago.
Oh, I didn't say that. Well,
I
we
can
don't talk
say it.
like
I'm
that.
Italian and
We don't
Puerto
talk
Rican,
like
so
that,
I can
right?
use both things.
Puerto Rican, that's right.
Italian and Puerto Rican. Whitest Puerto Rican you've ever seen, but
Yes, ma'am.
pretty Puerto Rican.
I mean, Beef, it's
pretty
an
good.
interesting list. It's an interesting list. I didn't know he wrote John Gotti fan fiction, but it's believable.
He's
It's
friends with
believable.
Gronk, allegedly. I saw Gronk do a spot with
Yeah.
Kay Adams, and she was like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. He used to play rugby. I think Gronk went to Nebraska or whatever. Yeah, he was on the rugby team or whatever. So
Was
I
it
know that guy.
rugby or was it? I thought it was hockey. I thought he played rec.
Oh, maybe it was
hockey or
hockey.
something.
Maybe it was
It was
hockey.
like
Yeah.
it was some weird sport.
Floor
Like,
hockey
I was like,
at the
wait a minute.
at the gym.
Yeah, that fat guy that's pulling the ball out of Mookie's hands does not play rugby.
Well, he's
you
like
gotta be a
38
man to
now,
play
you know.
rugby. Well, I understand that, but you still have a little bit.
Wait, there's a lot of fat guys in
like-
hockey? What are you talking about?
Well, when I look at you, I look at a guy that can still ride pine, for De La Salle. Like I can still
Effectively,
see
that's
you
right.
do that.
Yeah, I know all
you
the cheers
still
from we used to
have
do
it
on the bench,
going.
all the clapping and all the shit we used to
Right,
do.
you could still do that even though you're in your mid 40s. You could still do that very well. So if you've ever played rugby, I still think that you have a shot to play rugby even when you're 38.
John Navas says he has to eat Sbarro for 2 months,
That's
and then
ex- that's
and John Carney says take away his Sopranos pajamas. I think these are good ideas. Like this is the real way to
Those
punish
are
this
good
guy.
ideas.
Kicking him out of the stadium, he'll find another way back in. They're not going to be able to do that, and the Yankees don't even really want to do it. You can tell because they were like him and hawing about what they're going to do with him, as if like they shouldn't have just like kicked the guy completely out of his seats. Like if someone does this at Sox Park, they'll never have their seats again. They're out of there for good. Or if they get kicked out of the stadium for some shit, they got to get in there covertly, like Slim
Yeah.
Nick does oftentimes.
That's true. Slim Mick is not allowed in the park, but he gets in
Allegedly.
there quite a bit. Gets in
Just
there quite a bit.
just walk over top of the wall. If they say, "No, sir, you've had enough. You cannot come back into this bar," and you just say, "Hold on 1 second," and then
I'll be
walk
right back.
around and stuff.
You're it, no problem.
That was one of your best moments, MSS. One of your spryest moments. I'll say.
So spry.
My Sox Summer, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, and it's funny because I also have World Series stuff for my banter, but something a little bit more heartwarming. It came across the feed today, and I saw a lot of people, saying thank you to him and congratulations to him. But like Mike Kopech, World Series champion now, and then the picture of him and his dad like on the field, and I'm just like, man, my heart just, I remember this guy, coming in, his dad too. One of the last Sox Fest that we had, I want to say 2019, and they are just like, he's watching his son sign autographs for everybody, and he's this big booming, heart, and he's this good guy. Mike's gone through so much fucking shit, in Chicago, with people questioning his work ethic. Is he a good guy? He's a bum. Turns into a shithead. People don't like him. He's a pussy because he won't play in 2020. And he just had had a horrible career as a White Sox, because he's never hitting on all cylinders. And to see this guy get traded over there and then go in and did he have the best playing time with the Dodgers this year? Probably not. But you know what?
It's pretty good.
He fucking won a World Series though. He still, his ERA was still pretty high, but it was nice to see him go in there and just blow the doors off, do a good job, win a ring, and just I went, and I didn't see this initially. I went and looked at his sister's Instagram, and she had a bunch of live pictures and stuff, and he's getting just.
You were there just looking for World Series stuff. Nothing else.
actually.
Absolutely
World
nothing
Series
else.
content only. Is what
Listen,
he
she hasn't
The only
posted
thing.
a picture
Single thing.
of herself since July. Now it's a good picture. Don't get me wrong, but it's from July.
MSS off base here. Michael Kopech, 24 innings in the regular season with the Dodgers, 1.13 ERA.
That's
so
pretty
his
good.
combined ERA for the year wasn't that great, but most of that was
so the
was
490
damage with the White Sox.
was the
With
combined
White
year.
It's almost like when he
his fault.
started listening to what Brian Bannister was telling him.
Right.
Sox. Started
Things
working.
turned around.
Things started working.
It's fucking
That is
crazy.
one thing. I know we talked about that last week, but that's one thing that it never gets mentioned. They're like, yeah, he turned it around as soon as he got there. He's like, no, he actually turned it around before he got there.
Yeah, it was before.
And what he said in the interview was, hey, as soon as I started finally doing what they told me to do, it worked. So that's good. But still, it was.
That's why I hate him forever, and I'm not happy that he won the World Series.
That's
How dare you,
man.
How dare you?
Now, see, I reserve those feelings for another guy that got thanked on Reddit, and they said, congrats to Michael Kopech and Joe Kelly. And I was like, man, go fuck yourself, Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly.
You're fucking believing
Can I say this
like,
now that he's long gone? When Joe Kelly first got here, that his group or whatever the fuck they are, they messaged us. Hey, we're going to do this event at Court and Carey. We'd love you guys to come out and be part of this event. And the three of us were like, fuck that event. We ain't going.
No, we're not
we did
going
nothing. We never responded back. We were like, we don't care about it. Fucking Joe Kelly.
I feel like I also feel like it was like a Thursday night, which meant that they did so much research on us that they were like, the same night that you guys do your show, come do this. Just real quick, we got to get to some drinks because
let's get
my
drinks.
goodness,
There's some
look at
big
this
drinks, baby.
Well,
we made it. We made it, MSS. We got.
But he doesn't have to do anything until the back end of the show.
Back end,
not the back end.
Yeah.
But aloha, Mr. Hand says,
cheers.
Let's go. It better be the ball gag.
I mean,
Mr. Hands is dying for you to have the ball gag. That's what it is.
Man, I don't know. He's done it twice, so maybe I do have to put the ball gag in. I don't know.
I think you put it in for.
I think I might put it in for a minute.
A little
bit.
Put it in.
Just
stick it in.
For a little bit.
Stick it in for a little bit. It's okay.
And then Senior Sox says, whatever happened to Gary Cooper? People allow Italian cheers, my Mexicans, and my Puerto Rican. BWC.
BWC. Don't leave that out.
Cheers, Senor. Thank you for the Sopranos reference there. Appreciate it.
Hey, Chorizo.
What's up, buddy?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So I'm driving home today. This is not on the expressway this time. No one's taking a piss. But I'm like,
damn it.
I'm like a block from my house. And you guys have been out tonight. It's windy as hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Extremely.
The wind is blowing like crazy. And the street I'm going down has speed bumps and shit. So I'm kind of going slow. There's traffic. And there's a dude in front of his house with a leaf blower blowing leaves into the street. These motherfuckers, they are obviously flying right back at him.
So what are you going to do now?
And I'm looking at this guy, and all I could think is, how fucking hammered is this guy? It's 6 p.m.
You needed to take care of this right now. That's my idea. In the windstorm, trying it.
This guy is having a huge Halloween. It's and all I could think is there's got to be someone in his house getting murdered. There's no other reason you turn on the leaf blower to make that noise during a windstorm. It's shit is flying all around, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna add to this. So
making beautiful wind music out there, just waving it around.
How drunk do you think that guy was? How drunk you think that guy was?
Man.
Extremely, or I think some of the commenters are hitting on it. Alexis Lopez says he just wanted to get away from his wife so bad. Maybe he's just I need to get the fuck out of the house. How do I get out of the house? Oh, I use my leaf blower, and then the leaves are fucking blowing in a big tornado around his house. But he's like, fuck it, I committed to the leaf blower bit. I got to get my ass out of here. I can't talk to her anymore. I think that's something like that. Trey says maybe he's on something more than alcohol.
Maybe
that could be it. That could be it. MSS, you're a huge drug addict. What was he on?
Huge drug addict. Stay-at-home drug addict dad. Yeah.
You were upset. A certain person in the hospital, you can't get your mushrooms. I don't know. Would I make that up or what? Was that made up?
I did not say that. I said I have plenty of them. I just hope that he pulls through because I don't know where I will get mushrooms if he does not pull through. I was worried about that.
So I can get more drugs.
I don't want him to die.
Thanks for clarifying. I appreciate that.
It's not doesn't make me an addict either, by the way.
That's a joke.
I know you don't know drugs.
I don't. You're right. I don't know drugs.
You don't really know drugs that well. But so here's what I think. First off, I didn't know Rod Kittle lived that close to you, Teresi. That's crazy that Ron Kittle's out there. So
I don't live anywhere near Ron Kittle. I can guarantee you that.
Second, this is a guy that already committed to doing something that you should never do, which is start cleaning up the leaves before all of the leaves are down off the tree. He is already done the cleaning, and now he's like, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go out there.
There's no cleaning going around. He looked like he was in a fucking autumn-based snow globe. That's like.
That was that was some sort of live action play you were watching, Trees. It had to be something.
Treasy, what I'm saying is that he had already cleaned up all the leaves, and now they're coming again because of the wind. And so he's like, I'm going to fight them off with my leaf blower, and it just doesn't work. So that's what I think. That's how I would guess. I don't think he's on drugs. I think he's just trying to come back around. All I've noticed is
as long as he doesn't take any of yours, he's fine, right?
My willingness to go out and do yard work declines, does not go up. It's like, hey, I'm in drugs, I'm gonna go do leaf blowing. No, I don't do that. I'm just like, I'm gonna chill here and listen to some music.
Some people do a lot of blowing when they're on drugs. Someone who's not on drugs,
or looking for drugs.
Our guy Patrick Bertoletti, he messaged me earlier. He's like, hey, check this video out when you get a chance. So you go on YouTube. You guys go to his YouTube page.
Oh, yeah.
My man eats a gallon of fucking Giardiniera.
Yeah, I saw it.
Bro.
But he's wearing the 108 shirt. He's got the 108 shirt on.
It looked gorgeous on him, too.
And so he's like, right before he starts it, he's like, this shirt's getting stained. So MSS, I had two questions for you. One, can you get our man a new shirt? But two, if he were to send that to us, how much you think you get on eBay for a game used stained
Giardiniera
from the mustard belt holder? Like how what do you think we're getting?
I mean, okay, so we get the shirt.
We're gonna split it up.
Are we gonna?
I think we should frame it.
Money?
It's part of 108 lore. I think we frame it and keep it.
Here's what we could do.
I'll put it up right behind me back here.
Here's how to maximize a profit. We take it. We take all the stitching out of it, make it just plain material. We make swatches of it. We put it in cards. Game used shirt by Patrick Bertoletti, 2024 mustard belt champion. We can have him sign the cards. Say we got 200, 250 cards out of this, maybe less. But the part that has the 108 on it, that's a special one because like the patch cards are more important than just the regular swatch. And then also the stained parts are probably better too. Yes. So we got stained versions, we got regular versions, and then swatch regular version, stained version, and then the 108 patch version. Dude, I'm talking 1,500 easy. 1,500 easy autograph.
I'm sure 1,500
chopped it up. Yep.
I'm with Gordo. It belongs in the 108 Hall of Fame.
That's cool though too.
You know what though? Watching the video.
When does
the video is great.
I haven't seen it.
And Treasy, I'm glad you posted it. But one concern I have, and I'm kind of with Patrick on this. In the Giardiniera, he said it explicitly. He goes, some people like the hot Giardiniera, but I don't. He was eating a mild Giardiniera. Now, I like the medium. If you can get the medium, that's where I'm at with the heat wise.
Yeah, mild.
But will people call him a pussy for eating the mild? No, it's a gallon of the fucking mild, so it's a fuck ton of it. But still, I was worried about his rep that he went with mild instead. And he even announced it. He put his hands up and announced it, but still.
You know what, though? I think you could go at him for that. But if you look at his overall records... Yeah, right. Like all the different records that he has, there's a bunch of jalapeno ones in there.
Okay,
and so
he's not afraid of heat.
So like he could do the heat. I think he was just, like the fact that in the video he says he had to work later that night is fucking unbelievable to me.
Because that's why he drained all the oil. He said, "I got to drain the oil out, otherwise I'll shit myself at work."
Yeah, you'll be pooping your brains out, man. That gets right to you.
So he drained the oil and he ate the rest of it. But it was insane how fast he ate it too.
I can't imagine like
I gotta watch that.
The stomach maladies you would have of eating the hot Giardiniera, like
all that heat.
or if you ate the oil, like if you ate it with the oil, like
it's too much.
Man, you just that's like shit out of what was that? Does that Stand By Me where they got the vomit?
With
castor oil,
the vomit palooza. You basically got that going on.
He did bring up. He likes putting the Giardiniera on pizza, which I totally agree with. And most people put on sandwiches, pizza. But then he was saying eggs, and that he also puts Giardiniera on popcorn. Now I've never tried that, but I want to try putting Giardiniera on popcorn. I don't know. It probably gets real greasy eating it. Like you're just a grease fest if you eat it with that.
Are you eating with your hands though?
The popcorn? I assume so. I don't know. Man, John Carney says Giardiniera on scrambled eggs is elite. I gotta try this, man, because I'm not a big scrambled eggs guy. I'm usually,
you a sunny side
or whatever, sunny side up or whatever the fuck. But I would have it if I had some Giardiniera.
It's got to be done right. Like if you just dump the whole fucking, if you dump too much of the oil on there, that pizza
that's
is
my shit.
fucking soup. And it's
I'll
awful.
do that. Give me all that oil. Give me all that, man. Give me that greasiest, like not cooked, not the giardiniera cooked in there. I'll put the giardiniera on afterwards. Just give me a regular slice of sausage pizza, and I'll put a bunch of giardiniera on there. Greasy ass goddamn slice of pizza. That's heaven for me, baby.
Big sausage pizza. You heard it here first. But yeah. I mean, go check it out. Go follow him. And if you watch the video, like
he's on the YouTubes.
Wait till after you finish watching this.
It's also on our Twitter.
We got another hour and a half of this.
Yes,
but
easily.
Like when you go to my account or go to our Twitter account, check out the video. But give him a 108 in the comments. Let him know.
Yeah,
let him know that the 108 crowd is got his back. All right. Beef, we got some serious talk here.
Yes, sir.
Big talk.
Let's get to it.
Survivor talk. NFL Survivor talk. This is going to be a rough week. This is an interesting week.
Let's level set. Let's level set. It's still just us and one other opponent, and we're playing for 14 G's right now.
We went Lions last week, which was beautiful. They started the Panthers. Who's it?
Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, they killed the Titans.
And then our opponent took the Broncos, and they went against the Panthers. Yep. And the Panthers started out good.
They look good.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So we're both still in it. We're both still rocking and rolling. But we got to take a team this week. And this week there's some big favorites, but none that I love. So but the Eagles right now is probably my top choice. They're going against the Jags. I feel like the Jags can score against terrible teams, but I don't think that the Eagles are one of them.
Let me just clear this up real quick. Trey says, "What the fuck happened to the other 40K? What the fuck?" Yeah, we chopped up 32,000. So Teresi and I took 16. The other person took 16, and we're playing for the last 14. So that's how we're at. So we're way into profit. It was 46 originally. And each side took 16 off the table. We're still going to play for 14. So we got a huge ROI, but we want our fucking 14 grand. We got to win that 14. Yeah,
you should have told Trey not to worry about that shit. Don't you worry about that, all right? Just don't
I want to make sure everyone understands what we're playing for.
It was only 14 grand to begin with there, IRS guy.
30K is a lot nicer than 16K. And that's what we're going for right now.
Fucking right.
And the Eagles are right now kind of like my top one.
Yeah.
But Beef, I was thinking of you, and I was thinking, if Beef likes the Bengals, what we could do is burn both of our entries on the Bengals.
I thought about that because we lost week 1 of the Bengals. I think Bengals were a good pick another week, and I was like, nah, I'm not letting the Bengals fuck us twice here. So even if the Bengals are the best team some week, we're not picking them. They'll pick them in the last week if we have to. I'm not picking them. God damn it. Fucking Bengals. Who are the Bengals playing? The Raiders.
They got the Raiders.
And the Raiders are horrible. The Raiders are horrible. But
still.
I don't trust the Bengals right now. I just don't trust them.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
You bring up
MSS. Imagine that we lose this thing on the Bengals. We have to go out on the internet and say we lost on the Bengals, but we lost to the Raiders. Now, not only did we lose this shit, did we lose twice on the Bengals, but we're going to have Ken W.O. up our asses.
Oh, my God.
Talking about how great the Raiders are and shit.
Man.
And whatever bullshit quarterback they got going right now. Seriously, I when we eyeballed this when it was Sunday night, and the Lions weren't even out yet, we were just kind of... Eagles were the one that stuck out to me that I thought, okay, this is the best one, because their defense is playing good again. They look like they're firing out cylinders. Saquon Barkley looks terrific. I mean, he destroyed the Giants. They get that running game going, and then when they get in the goal line, they got the tush push and all that shit. Defense is going well. I like them a lot in this spot, but a couple other to consider. The Ravens are substantial favorites, but they're currently off the betting board, and we don't know why. So we got to.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I was definitely eyeing the Ravens, and I'm because what we've talked about all along, Beef. We need to go against teams that can't score.
That's correct.
The Broncos are a team that cannot score.
Right.
And as bad as the Ravens secondary looked last week, they're going to come 10 times as hard after losing to the fucking Browns.
It'd be like Peter North, baby.
They're gonna try and beat the fuck out of the Broncos, right? And one thing that I don't like to bet on when it's a team going against the Broncos, if the Broncos are at home. But no, it's in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore, yeah.
It's Tony Montana, I'll tell you, Baltimore.
Exactly.
And so I like them there. I need to know why the game's off the board. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Does not make me easy.
fuck,
you know?
tell me, like Bo Nix is not going to play or something. That's fine. It doesn't move it that much. But like, if it's like Lamar, I mean, or Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Oh man, not against Derrick Henry.
No, not against Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's out. We are not taking them. I
No.
100%.
The acquisition of Deontay Johnson doesn't take this game off the board, right? Like they got a new number 3 wide receiver. It's like
Yeah,
that
no one
doesn't
gives a shit about that.
that doesn't take it off the board. So something's going down. So we'll wait to see what that is. I would love to hear that like someone on the Broncos defense is hurt.
Yeah, now they're 14-point favorites.
That would sew it up.
A lot. Yeah, I mean, other ones we looked at, Treasy. We talked Chiefs briefly, but we have a theory on the Chiefs. If we hate the rest of the board, then
We're
it's
gonna take the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Yeah.
Because we trust Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid to bring it home for us if we need to.
When it's only Bengals and Chiefs that look good, we are taking the Chiefs. That's what's gonna. That's
JT in the comments says Lamar Lamar Jackson missed 2 practices.
See, that makes me nervous.
Yeah, that's trouble.
That makes me nervous.
Jackie Treehorn says Ravens -8 on DraftKings, -440 money line. Yeah, just to specify, we were looking at Pinnacle Sports for what's board and not board. We would consider that the market average, the mean, whatever, the best gauge basically of the marketplace. But he mentioned it's still up. It's still up at 8, so if people could still bet it, so that's probably a reasonable price. But Lamar being out, it's a little scary right there.
That's a little too much. That's because you want to save that pick for when Lamar is going to play.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and you got to feel a little bit better, especially when you got other stuff on the board that's bettable. I think the good thing is, like, I think we're getting into the weeks now where I don't feel like we are going to have the same thing as the other guy every time.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt that's going to happen this week. If it does, it does. But
fuck it.
It's very difficult to say that's going to be the case.
All right. Where I'm sitting right now, Treasy, my inclination is Eagles.
Yeah,
and I haven't moved off it since Sunday night. I really felt Eagles. And not saying I'm final answer yet, but that's where I'm laying right now. How about you?
I'm leaning there too. So we'll see where we end up, but we'll keep an eye on that Ravens game. But in the meantime, my sucks summer, man. Do you want to pay some bills?
Sure.
I went down to the dock last night. Kicks and costumes, oh what a sight. They cried out, don't you give us sweets. We want a strip, no tricks, just treats. Vampires, witches, goblins too. All on trend with something new. Shrimp in buckets, shining bright. Lords of lights on Halloween night. Give it, baby. Lawrence shrimp so yummy. Candy's old news, let's make it clear. Shrimp is the treat of the year.
Hell yeah.
Right. I never know when that one's going to end.
There. I had a fish sandwich there on Tuesday. Yeah. I think my parents came. No, it was Monday. Parents came in Sunday night. We went there Monday for lunch. That perch sandwich is fucking fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. So get over there. Wow. They're doing flash sales every week. So like that Tuesday or Monday, there was you could get fish chips combo. So a pop, fries, and a regular order of fish chips, or I can't remember what the other one was, but there was another one too. You could have got either one of the two. Fucking $8.99. $8.99.
They had some stuff for the thing and some other stuff.
I think it was just perch. Honestly, I think it was just the fried perch. Just fried perch with the white fish chips. So like it was those two. It was $8.99. It's a fucking flash deal. It's fucking fantabulous. Get your ass over there. Go have some lunch at Lawrence's. All right, do it.
As we have some White Sox talk.
Yeah,
the White Sox
that,
went out and got a manager. They got Will Venable, as noted by our guy Merck. Merck announced this a couple days ago. He came quicker than even Steve.
Hello.
And he let us know the other night, and we knew for this show that we were going to be able to talk about this, which was great because we didn't have anything else to talk about.
Nope.
But so
sure didn't.
Beef, my question to you.
Yeah.
Is did you manifest this?
I think I did manifest this because way back in May, I wrote a blog, and I'm featuring a picture right now of the handsome and smiley Will Venable. I wrote a blog about 3 potential replacements for Pedro Grafal if the White Sox were to launch him. Now, that was in May. My three guys suggested in the blog were an internal candidate, Sergio Santos, kind of an outside-the-box candidate, Benji Gill, and then what I called the dream candidate at the time, Will Venable. Now, the point of the blog wasn't to necessarily predict who was going to be the manager, but what I wanted to do is pick criterion that Chris Getz would use, because I felt like we're starting to learn things about Chris Getz, and we had done some shows about him, and we were kind of like thinking hard about like what does the new GM want? How is he treating the job in the early days, and just sort of analyzing it. So here are the three things that I thought were keys for a skipper that he would pick, a new guy after he got rid of Pedro Grafal. Want to let you guys know these and see if you think this is what followed through on this selection. Number one, my first criteria was former player. I thought he wanted a former player. He'd already put Bannister and Barfield in the front office with him. He's a former player, and I thought there was a very strong lean to respect in the clubhouse for a former player. So former player is number one. Number two, I picked excellent communicator, not only with the players in front office, but also with the fans, a.k.a. through the media. Okay, someone who, Pedro Grafal was a poor communicator through the media. We don't know really how well he did with the players in the front office, but through the media was a key for me. And number three,
and the players said shit when he left, so good job.
Number three criteria, relatively young. I put between 40 and 50, but closer to age 40. Boys, do you think that
42.
his selection met the criteria I set in May for what I thought his manager would be?
100%.
Yeah. Having heard him talk, I think that's the only one that would be questionable out of those, right? Like, and so I think that,
Grady,
hearing him talk,
maybe.
he seems to be able to communicate to the fans well so far, but it's a very very small sample size. We'll have to see when he gets into actual game action. But I think the thing that does stand out and that you mentioned there is the former player thing. And like this org is getting filled with more and more former players. It feels like at every position that they have open, they're kind of filling it with a former player. And that's interesting because, for a while there, front offices really moved off of the former player aspect. Like you would see less and less GMs that were former players. So it's interesting to see how much he's putting towards that to make sure that like everybody around has seemingly played the game at the highest level. Right, like there's like almost everybody.
Major league
was a major league player. Yeah.
So they have some of that.
Hey, do you guys know who Will Venable is? You want to know a little bit about this guy?
I would love to.
Yeah, let's look. Who is Will? And this is by me, my Sox Summer, age 47. He is a former MLB player, played for the Padres, the Rangers, and the Dodgers. He was on the coaching staffs for the Cubs, the Red Sox, and the Rangers. Funny thing is every today when they were watching that quick little intro that they held over Zoom, that they had the immortal Billy Russo host and which is just great decision, White Sox. He was out there. I was saying, "Welcome back to Chicago, welcome back to Chicago," and I'm like, "What is the deal? Was he from here?" And then I was like, he's a Cubs guy. So yeah, they brought him back. Son of the former ML player Max Venable. Incredible two-sport athlete in high school. Played basketball and baseball at Princeton University. Did not play baseball at Princeton until his sophomore year. He was the second athlete to earn first-team all Ivy League honors in baseball and basketball. He has the most MLB hits and home runs of any Princeton alumnus in the major leagues. In 2006, he was the Padres minor league player of the year. He had a 9-season career in the majors. Post playing his career, he was a special assistant to Theo Epstein over at the Cubs. Bench coached with the Red Sox till 2022, and then he was hired as the associate manager with the Rangers. So he associate manager, which is a title they made up just for him. Like it did not even exist. They just made it up for him because they wanted him to be like up there, right there.
Well, that's how you're able to steal guys from other teams. Yeah, you have to give them a promotion.
You can't take lateral move,
right?
Like from another team.
Here, let's make a fake title that's above bench coach, and we get you in house.
And that's my elevator pitch on our new manager, Will Venable. Just so you know who he is. He's got the MSS
though.
Great pedal penetrate.
Like that's great job listing out like kind of everything he did.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, though? What are your thoughts on him being
we're
the manager?
I mean, we're gonna get there, right? Like my initial thoughts.
I'm
on
asking
this
you
guy,
right now. That's the
initial.
we're there.
Here's the initial thought, right? I run a baseball. I'm part of a baseball podcast, baseball blog, all this stuff. Know a little bit about baseball, and when other people want somebody, and they seemingly are really good, like and are really wanted by people, and your team lands them. You first of all, there's a state of confusion, especially if your team just lost 121 games. You're like, wait a second. Okay, I don't know. I've been hearing this one thing, and now this happened. So I'm like stoked. I'm like, sweet. We got the best candidate out there right now, right? Like we got the best one, like with, without he doesn't have all the experience in the world. He's been in a lot of places. He hasn't managed and blah, 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 but he's like the best like candidate out there. So I'm excited. I'm extremely excited about that. I like that he was desired by everybody. And I like that he's not just, I mean, it's sort of like how Grady started out. He started out the same way Grady did, like just get in the organization and start doing some stuff and trying some things. But he's worked up his way up to associate manager. So like, I like that he's like seemingly paid his dues to get there, to get this shot. Now, I that's my initial thoughts. My initialness, everything around it, beautiful. It's very red, good aura. I love it. It makes me happy.
I think a question for you guys, and Beef, I'll kick to you, and I'll get your initial thoughts too. But like MSS was mentioning, like Venable was the hot candidate out there. Everybody wanted him. I feel like he was last year. Was he this year? Was he the hot candidate this year?
I mean, I think he was a hot candidate because it seemed like he interviewed for the other available job that didn't close up the second Tito Francona was interested in it. So I would say, yes, I'd say that hotness kind of still maintained. It sounded like, there was a want for him in Miami, especially after the bench coach from Cleveland has kind of bowed out of that. So it's interesting. But Jackie Drehorn brings up the thought, only 2 openings at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is correct. He was treasy, but there's a shelf life to being the part of the hot group, and so I think that's why, at least part of the reason why you would see him strike this opening period. He didn't last one. I think that was a confluence of ideas. I think they were working towards the World Series. I think a little bit he felt he wasn't seasoned enough at that point. Like I know that sounds insane for people to think, but like. There are people you work with who they would prefer to be promoted when they're completely ready to be promoted, not taking on the job when they're not quite ready for it. And I think just everything that I've listened to, read, including the interview that I found, not someone else found, by Ian Miller, the 9-hole, where he does talk about some of that stuff, about learning from Bochy and all the things that he's picked up from the other managers, Joe Madden and Alex Cora, et cetera. My initial thoughts kind of mirror a little bit of what My Sock Summer's saying is like, you got one of the hot girls at the dance, possibly the hottest girl at the dance, and it's a great fit for your team, right? Because you have the up and coming team, and it's fine to take a younger guy like that. Now, people will say, well, he has no experience, but I did a graphic a week ago or whatever, and most of the teams are on manager number 1, and a lot of times managers don't get a second opportunity. They blow out of the first opportunity and it's over, and there is a high attrition rate. So no one is saying that, this guy will definitely work because he was a good candidate. But he's still a good candidate, and that's a reason for excitement. I'm plenty excited about this. I see a lot of people soft-shoeing it and two-siding their fucking opinions. No way. I'm excited about this. It might not work, but I think it's a good choice, and I'm really glad they did it.
Do you think that people are doing that, Loaf, because they don't want to have egg on their face if it goes
Of
bad?
course. Of course, they're fucking cowards. Yes, they are cowards, MSS. You can just say it like that. Pussies, cowards, whatever. Because with Pedro Grafal, they got really excited, and then it shit all over them. And said, don't be afraid to have an opinion. Just have an opinion. Don't be scared.
We're going to keep talking about this, but like when Pedro was announced, right, it was like they had the cliff notes of what exactly he should fucking say so that every White Sox fan would like wet their pants with anticipation of this man coming through the door, right? They're like, just say this. Say you're gonna change culture. Say you're going to hold people responsible. Say you're gonna kick somebody's ass at 7'10". Do this. Like he had all the the lines he had to say. Except they should have said
they did. Mike Ditka baseball coach lines.
Say you like Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks more than the entire Fleetwood Mac. They should have gave him that, because once we heard I like all of the songs, we knew
you're like, no,
this guy was a straight shithead. You knew he was a straight shithead at that point. You lost it. So, but yeah, no, it's I just think it's lame. Like you should like fucking it's sports. It's a bet, right? You guys are bet guys. I'm a now big bet guy. Like just fucking put your money where your mouth is at some point, and it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to lose. I do it a lot. So yeah, I mean, you do that. Treasy,
two little footnotes here before we get to Treasy's thoughts on that. The time he spent in the front office with the Cubs in that interview with Ian Miller in the 9-hole, he basically said what he was doing is he had interest in baseball, and he had some friends tell him, get yourself back out there. So what he did is he pushed interest out to various teams, and the Cubs were like, well, come on, we'll take you on as a special assistant. We'll let you try out some stuff, and we'll see what you like. And so he did not stay in the front office very long. He eventually ended up on field. So I think it's probably like hey, we'll bring you in here, show you around a little bit. We'll give you a few projects or whatever, and we'll see what's suited for you. So I think the front office thing is a little oversold, because it was really just like, hey, hang out here and we'll figure out where you're going to end up lying. Secondarily, you mentioned all the records at Princeton. I got an email like 10:30 this morning. I told you boys, a guy I've worked with for like 14 years. He's in San Francisco. My company has offices all over the place. He's like, Beef, dude, your White Sox, they got my boy Will Venable. He played college ball with him at Princeton. He said he's the absolute best guy. He's awesome. All the other dudes respected him. And he's like, and my guy is like a big Giants fan. He goes, Sox are my second team now. So this is his college teammate from fucking
That's awesome.
whatever, 20 years ago. It was like, dude's awesome, man. And he's the absolute best. So cool that you guys got him. So that was very nice to hear.
He said he's the kind of guy that if the game's on the line, he will rip the ball out of Mookie Betts' hand.
Absolutely.
So
what do you
just
think,
to add on top of that, of like, because I'm excited about it, because in general, this guy has just been a lot of places where there's people that I really respect in baseball, and that all he had to do was just absorb some of that, just sit and like listen and understand what's going on and learn in those places, and then bring that here. And I think we've been maybe the harshest critics of the White Sox being extremely insular in all of their dealings. Like they got an opening, it's bring the motherfucker up from the mailroom. He's got the job, right? And like, and to see them go out and get someone who has been multiple places. And I know I don't want to overstate what he did with the Cubs, but when the Cubs were really good, he was there. And so and Theo Epstein was there, and Theo Epstein's orgs have notoriously been really good.
Yeah.
And then you've got guys like he worked under Alex Cora, worked under Bruce Bochy. Like these are guys that in the game, I think that they do a tremendous job. Alex Cora is willing to cheat. That's great. Like so,
I did think that too.
And so I like that. Like he's been to all these places. Now, how much did he learn? I don't know. We're gonna find out. And we're gonna find out how he puts those things into action, right? But
well, Teresa, it's funny you mentioned that, because the question did come up in the Zoom call today. They said, what did you take from each of the places? What did you take from each of these managers that you worked for? And so he listed them out. I thought this was impressive, because when we had the Pedro thing, like MSS said, Pedro didn't give you anything. There was no nuggets, no nothing.
There was nothing.
And that was an hour worth of shit. This was like 26 minutes or whatever it was, and he actually gave you nuggets right out of the gate. So they asked him about each of the three big managers that he worked for, Madden, Alex Cora, and Bochy. With Madden, he said the thing that he takes away and he really appreciated about him and he hopes he learned from him was Madden's level of creativity. Just a super creative guy, and also a guy who was super positive. He goes, Anything can be going on, any game point or whatever. And he was positive about, all right, we're going to go do this, we're going to do this thing. And he would never get down about anything and always kind of like kept you going. It's a good approach to have. With Alex Cora, he said he did things with a purpose. So I thought it was funny you brought the cheating because, yeah, he's doing everything purposefully. But he also said that Alex Cora was very big on being player first and ensuring that the players had everything they need to succeed at all times. Very like player friendly, but not slap on the back. Player friendly, it sounded like let's get you exactly whatever the fuck you need to make everything work right. And then he said Bochy was a guy who was great with relationships on and off the field. So front office, players, everyone. But he said the other thing that Bochy did that was different from these guys was he sought everyone in the coaching staff's opinion. You felt heard. You felt like, if I put input on this game plan or whatever, he's at least listening to it and mulling over, even if he doesn't use it. He's at least absorbing all that stuff. And so, I got more information in that little clip than I ever got from Pedro Grafal about fucking anything. It was like, I know it might not be a lot, but it sounded good to me.
It did not exist, Loaf.
What I was getting to when I was talking about the experience and like how much she absorbed and things like that, you touched on a little bit of it, Beef, that he's like bringing that up in the press conference. But something that in the interview you sent us, something that like got my attention when he was talking about growing up was one, his dad was a coach, but he admitted he did not take advantage of that like as much as he should have, and because he was so into playing basketball that he didn't think about baseball as much, and he felt like he wasted that opportunity. Yeah. And then when he was in the majors or the minors into the majors, he always felt like he was on his own and he didn't have coaches to do things. And when you then hear him talk about being in the Rangers org and saying, what I do as associate manager is I make sure that the guys have what they need. I need, like, they could do whatever they want, like they have autonomy, but if they need someone to help them with hitting, or they need someone to help them with whatever, I'm making sure that someone's there to do that. And like the misses on opportunities is the best way to know that you're not going to do that again. Right. And like, so my concerns are quelled a little bit by him saying like, I knew I wasn't taking advantage. Like I look back and I knew I didn't take advantage of how good I could have been if I would have listened to my dad a little bit more. And then he goes into these front offices and he's around all these good people. He goes into these dugouts and he's around all these good people. He was taking advantage of it. Like, he was trying to absorb as much as possible. Yeah. So I like that. I like that. Like, and just the awareness, right? Like, it's very easy to go like, I didn't need to listen to my dad because I just say, I shot up and I was good. I was playing basketball most of the time and I was still great at baseball. Like, easy to say. Like, I would say that. That's how my mind would work.
You said that after we won that darts game on last Friday. We hadn't played darts in 100 years. You was talking about how good you were.
I mean, not how good I am, how great I am. Yeah,
how great you are. I'm glad you brought that up, though, Treasy, because if someone would ask me from what we've ingested so far and kind of what little bit we know about Will Venable, one word on him: thoughtful. He seems thoughtful. He seems like he's thinking about these things and he's trying to execute on anything that he's kind of absorbed. One thing that hit me in that interview too is he brought this point up too in the Zoom today as well, but he really dwelled on it in that interview, and we should probably we'll retweet the guy who claimed he found it, even though I was one of
really nice of Josh Nelson to bring that to our attention.
Exactly right.
I think he misread his tweet, by the way.
I think that Venable kept bringing up the guys understanding who they are. He said, we have a guy who's hitting third the entire time. We never prepare the guy for being an 8 or 9 hole hitter when they're in the majors. We have to understand who these guys are and work with them like that. He brought it up in the Zoom call today as well. So I thought this is something that is front and center with him. Is like, hey, if the guy is a speed and defense guy, let's work hard on that speed and defense shit and make sure that he's elite at this. And so I like that too, of understanding. Look, you got to use your players appropriately and know what the hell that they are, and make them realize, hey, you got a role here. This is what you do, and let's just be real good at this. So I don't know, that was good for me as well.
No, he said it right, and I think he 100% was right on with that. And who was the guy that actually did the interview? He was a former player.
Ian Miller. Yeah, he used to play for the Cubs. He had a cup of coffee with 2 different teams.
He was hilarious in his he is what I think of when I think of a minor league lifer, because he was just like, man, he's like, I just didn't try as hard as I could have. But then the other guy's like, dude, you tried really hard. He's like, yeah, but my hardest might not be as good as that other guy's hardest. And it's like, but you can only do what you can do, son.
Enough porn talk. Enough porn talk.
Come on.
We don't need to know.
It was good.
Who's the hardest.
His accent though, and the way that he's like, oh man, that's awesome, man. It's great. Get after it. Yeah. It was like, yeah, this is a little too much for me, but I liked it. I liked that.
It was a hard one. It was okay.
Before I ask you guys about why on earth anyone would take this job, let alone Will Venable, let's get some drinks.
Let's do it.
We got Taco Gladiator. He says, I say we curse him now. Rename him Will Winnable. Oh, geez, don't do that, please.
No, it's. But thank you for the drink. I appreciate that.
There was a good idea for a shirt in the comments, and I will not point it out to everybody because I might take it and I might use it. So
Jerry O'Sullivan says, Osmosis Manager for the win, or possibly fuck the world. I don't know which one he's saying. He says, cheers, boys, and happy Halloween.
Jerry,
Cheers,
happy Halloween,
Cheers.
brother.
I wonder if does Jerry give out like Guinnesses to like people for Halloween? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I think that's
There's
what he
no
does.
way he doesn't just hand out Guinnesses at his front door.
He's like, and if you're like the
should've drove
special
down
kid, yeah, like you're the special one, you get like a black and tan. You're like, here's your harp and your Guinness. Then you go make your own black and tan in the backyard. You're like, yes, it's a project, but it's fun.
Jackie Treehorn says, when is MSS putting on the dinosaur costume? That's right.
Baby. That's later in the show, my friend.
We'll see. Oh, it's happening. Something's happening, though.
I'm excited for whatever's going to happen. But before we get to the exciting stuff, I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions now that maybe will take us down a notch. We're way up high right now, but might take us down a notch. Yeah. MSS, I'll start with you. You're Will Venable. You're with the Rangers. You're under one of the greatest coaches of all time in Bruce Bochy. Yep. And you decide, I'm going to go to the White Sox, who have just lost the most games in modern baseball history. Why are you doing that, MSS? Why are you taking that job?
So let's start with the positive side, okay? Positive side is, hey, I worked with Brian Bannister before. I like this dude. He's a cool cat. I think they got something good going on over there. Maybe I want to be a part of this. Okay? Another thing that could happen that I don't know, this could have been a back room deal. They could have said, hey, listen, you're going to have full control of your staff, which they kind of alluded to in the presser today. There's like, it's going to be up to Will if Grady stays on with the team. So like they're giving him maybe complete control of who he can have on the staff and who he can bring up, which, you know, that would be a good selling point. Like if you can bring your boys in there and like to get the job, okay, that's good. Another positive but kind of negative on the back end, really low expectations for you. Like you don't really have to come out and shock the world right out the gate. You're working for a notoriously cheap, I mean not cheap, but notoriously underspending owner that is just not really putting his all out there. So no one's going to look at you and go, I can't believe you can't win with these guys mentality. And the bar is set pretty fucking low right now. Like you can probably jump over the bar easily if you have like a couple of things, you know, going on. Now, negative side, maybe you saw what the Mets did in the playoffs this year and thought, fuck, I probably could have done that. Like I probably could have like righted this ship. I could have done better had I had this job. That was a stupid idea. Why did I do that? And now, you know, okay, I'm ready to go to the next step. Another thing that could happen, a little bit bad. Fucking Bruce Bochy's like, yeah, I'm not leaving. Maybe he said to him before, I'm gonna get out of here. As soon as I win this World Series, I'm done. And then he comes back.
Stole my comedy bits here.
He comes in,
ruined it. My
and
bit.
says, hey, I'm gonna leave as soon as I win this World Series. And win the World Series, is like, you know what? It felt great. I think I got 5 more in me. And you're like, fuck no, I ain't sitting around for 5 more of this. I can't listen to your stupid fucking stories anymore. I need to get the fuck out of here. First job that's available. It just happens to be it's a bad time to get a job when you're the hot girl. There's only two guys left. One's an incredible big loser, but he lives in a nice town that you enjoy. You've been there before. And then there's another big, incredible, cheap loser, but it's really humid there. So your wife doesn't like that, so you don't want to go there. Those are my thoughts.
Beef, where you at? I know MSS might
Did I just ruin your
balls,
shit?
but go
I'm
for
sorry.
it.
I thought I had a good comedy bit. We're not using it. I mean, the bottom line, he used a lot of, so I'll just go bottom line here. It's some people want to be part of a startup as opposed to a mature company. Some people want to get on the ground floor and feel like they built something. And to me, that's what this looks like to me. He looks like a guy who's like, hey, I can go in there, I can change things. See, people all think about it like you want the best job possible. But these guys got big egos, and they think, man, I could do this. I'll get in there, and I'll fucking do this, and we'll make this thing. We'll take this 121 loss team, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna do this fucking thing. And he strikes me as that type of guy. So I think it's
That's good.
I want the team that's lower because I think I can do this. I can bring this up. I want to start something huge. And Getz is talking a big talk, and Barfield and Bannister and all these guys are talking a big talk. So I think that's really where he wants to go with that.
Yeah, Beef, I like that. I like the idea of he wants to be in control of something that's different, right? Like something
right.
like something where people go, "Holy shit, I can't believe he did that." Like I can't believe he was able to achieve that. And I get that. I good portion of my career was that. So like I really
You're one of those
feel
guys.
Yeah, I really
You're one of
feel
those
that.
guys.
I had one other thought though on this. I think it was getting fucked up at the Rangers. Like I think that I think there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and like as much as he's like, hey, everybody had their own opinion, I think a lot of people had a lot of opinions, and it led to them being bad this year.
Yeah, they were not that good.
Well, the injuries and everything too.
There's for sure.
Yeah.
But like
Everyone
once
has injuries.
that starts going, once you start doing bad, no matter what, everyone's pointing fingers. Everybody's looking and like, we got a bench coach. Why the fuck we got an associate manager? Like there's easy bad blood when you get a bad team. We saw that, like the past whatever many years it's been. Three years here where we've been terrible. So I could get like, all right, this situation is not on the way up. It's at the best it's gonna plateau, and like I don't want to be a part of this. I have a lot of opportunities to go somewhere else and not have to deal with this. I'm gonna start something. I'm gonna start fresh somewhere else, and do what I want to do. And like I think that all of those amalgamate into the decision. Just like I'm sure that the year before when he passed on getting interviewed, there was a number of factors like, hey, I want to concentrate on us winning a World Series. Like I want to live in the now of that. I don't want to try and just like springboard this into something else. So that's like my thought on him taking the job. I think you guys had a lot of great points on that. The Bochy thing, I think Bochy sticking around is bad for him. Like,
Yes.
like I think there's talk that Donnie Ecker is like more so the heir apparent than him. There's just not a good team there right now. Like we'll see how they bounce back. I mean, Chris Young talking about them in the offseason is basically playing some of the Rick Hahn hits of like getting some of these guys back is like getting guys in free agency, and it's like, is it? Yeah, we'll see.
They got a big payroll, Treasy. And they got some arms that they need to get healthy. Like
and Beef, we saw they want to cut payroll. They want to get under the luxury tax. We will be talking about that baby. Monday nights.
Yeah,
Monday nights on the Jus when we're doing the trades. I got a beautiful one brewing with the Rangers. You guys are gonna love it.
Big poopy trade.
You'll be a fan favorite.
I can't wait. But let's get into your way too early concerns with Will Venable. And Beef, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to assume they're not Fleetwood Mac related this time.
I'm sorry if I took your thunder.
I've got only one real early concern, and that's I think that the public overrates Ivy League degrees, and I'm the opposite of them. If you have an Ivy League degree, you got to show me even more that you know what the fuck you're doing, because everyone else believes that you do know what the fuck you're doing. And so in the back of my mind, I'm going to be, every time there's something that's questionable, I'll be like, this Ivy League motherfucker. He's riding on his goddamn degree, and he's not working hard enough. He's not figuring out what he needs to do. And so for me, that's the thing that sticks out. If he had just a regular college background, I wouldn't think about it at all. But the whole Ivy League thing is like a sticker of like, oh man, it's Ivy League. Guy's got to be great. No. I hate that, and it petrifies me. And so that's for me. That's the one thing that sticks out.
That's interesting. Is that because? It's because Love's went to a college that doesn't exist anymore, that he hates the Ivy League
college
people.
Still exists. Ish.
My college exists.
Ish.
No, it's not that. It's just overvaluing of the marketplace.
No, I get it.
Everyone, just assume. It's the assumption of something. I don't like the assumption of something. I like go ahead and do something. Do what you got to do.
I like what Beef's saying, but I also love that My Sock Summer low blow. So let's just.
He's a hater. He's a hater.
I like them both. MSS.
They do like advanced, or they like degrees from advanced schools over there on 35th and Shields. There's a lot of Northwestern graduates. They had the Michigan guy running the show for a long time. I mean, they got
Michigan's just Michigan. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but that's the smart ass school. Take it easy over there.
No offense, Merck. No, but Michigan.
You got to be.
That
smart
doesn't
to
worry
get
me.
into
I'll just say
Michigan.
it. That doesn't concern me one bit.
You got to be smart.
I know some Michigan grads.
I'm not a place.
MSS. What are your way too early concerns?
This wasn't as apparent like right out the gate, right? Like they didn't think about this, and then I listened to the presser today, which was held over Zoom, even though we're not under the threat of COVID right now, which makes me angry. But Love kind of calmed me down. I would rather this get in person, make it special. Like let's treat it like something that it should be versus something over Zoom that like fucking PTA meetings happen on. There was a theme that was repeated again and again all throughout that conversation, and it was, we need to establish this culture. We're going to change this culture. We're going to set this culture in this clubhouse. Folks, fucking Pedro was loaded with the same fucking sentences and said the same shit. We're changing the culture. We're holding people accountable. We're going to get on that field and do this. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Like I don't need the culture thing is what really worries me, is because they think you're going to establish it by creating fucking stupid acronyms like FAST and say, this is how we make people fucking be, do what they're supposed to do. And it's just, I don't know. That to me,
it's corporate talk.
It's corporate talk.
The kind of thing you learned at Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of the problem. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think they said it as much as you're like. I think you grabbed onto it the times they did say it.
Oh, it was,
and
a lot,
you were like, "Oh,
dude.
fuck this." But the part of the problem was, Teresi, is like they didn't have the full crew of beat reporters that normally are there. No Van Scowen, no Fegan. It was kind of like half the group, basically.
Okay.
And so some of the quality of questions were a little weak, in my personal opinion. Like they didn't really kind of get in on it. I assume they're going to have like a full-blown larger version of this at some point, maybe after the GM meetings. But this one, there was a lot of stuff where it was just like, this is like half a question. And they're like kind of trying to answer it in some way that like makes it make sense. So I just thought it was a weak question set. But I agree with MSS in the fact that like enough buzzwords. Just tell us what you're actually going to do. And I thought they tried, but they did fall into the pattern again.
He had so much transparency on some things. Like you brought up a lot of them, Loaf. He had transparency on what he's learned and all these things. And then in those situations, anytime you use something like that, you say, yeah, well, I'm going to change it. I'm going to get these guys piped, ready to go. They're going to be ready to go. No, how? Say what hey, we're gonna focus on this or something.
Well, I think at this point he
say,
tried to answer it in a previous question. He doesn't know the roster intimately yet. Because he's only been hired a minute ago. Like someone tried to ask him, "What's the plan for your coaching staff?" He's like, "Well, we're having those conversations right now." I'm thinking the guy ain't fucking dry on the contract yet. And it's like, yeah, we're working that out. I just got hired. What the fuck? How am I got everyone hired and everything planned already? Come on, let's go. Let's chill.
He would have endeared himself to like a lot of the bases if he would have said, "Well, they lost 121 games last year, so I'm assuming they're all at the pretty low end of the spectrum. So we're gonna move it up. We're gonna try to increase it up." What do you think, Teresi?
I do think, though, to your point, MSS, like as they move forward, like talking a lot of specifics would be great. And
yes,
Beef, like me and you talking about Survivor on when we went on BetQL.
Yeah.
Don't worry about if someone's listening. Like you're giving away trade secrets. No one's listening to the White Sox
really
for trade secrets. Like they can hear what you could give in specific detail everything that you're going to try and accomplish, even free agents that you're going to go after, and every other org is going to go, what, the White Sox said something? I don't care. I'm not listening.
Yeah. Look at that track record.
Use that to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. I agree.
Just start throwing stuff out there and see if people are listening. That would be great.
So my only way too early
got?
concern, and it's something that is maybe just like a personal nitpick of mine when I'm like reviewing resumes, right? Like if I see that you worked 3 different places in 5 years, I don't think that you're climbing up. I think that you're not there long enough for them to figure out you're fucked up. And so it's not quite that with him, but he has been through a number of orgs in the short amount of time that he's become like the person that everybody wants to hire. And while it does feel like he just ascended very well and like everybody has good things to say about it.
They're all promotions. I mean,
a lot of these 3 and 5 people are getting promoted every time. They interview well. But but it's so I'm not like, oh man, I think that's a problem. It's just something that gives me pause when I look at the resume. When I'm just reading the resume, it's something where I'm like, I really want to talk to this guy and understand what's going on before I hire him, you know? And so like I think that's like the only thing that gives me pause about this is that like how many bumps how many just different places he was at. But at the same time, I mentioned that in like, I also think it's good. He's gathered all this information. He's seen all these different orgs before he's come to us. I think it could be a good thing. I also think it could be a bad thing, which is, you know, when you don't know shit about the situation, 2 very possible outcomes. That's where I am. That's the only thing that I'm like a little bit down on.
I mean, I love that, Treasy, because when you're hiring someone, everyone does look at that in the resume. Like, why you move around so much?
Yeah.
Why weren't you happy at the last place? You know? So I think with the stuff that we brought up are 3 things that like, we should pay attention to these as the season goes on. I agree. Like, MSS, if they keep trotting on a lot of buzzwords, they're like, well, what the fuck are you doing back there? Is it the same old bullshit that's been happening? And so, like, we should monitor our concerns here. Like, if he decides to turn over his staff a bunch, Treasy, because now he's at the top point. So the inverse of this would be if in a year or 2 he starts gutting the group and then he guts the group again. Like, well, what's going on here? Why is it everyone else's fault, not your fault? Kind of shit, you know. So like, I'm sympathetic to it.
All right. Any parting thoughts on this, or you know, I think we covered quite a bit here.
Yeah, I think the only thing I have left is White Sox fans. It's okay to get excited about this if you want to get excited about this. It is a small cog in the broader ship here. Yeah. And just because the guy has a good resume doesn't mean he will translate into a good manager. But all you can do right now is hire the best candidate, right? You just hire the candidate right now, and you'll find out if they become a good manager. Yeah. So if you want to be skeptical, fans, be skeptical. I would never tell you otherwise. I was skeptical as fuck as Pedro. I was one of the only ones. If you want to be skeptical here, be skeptical.
Very skeptical.
But if you want to be like, this is cool. I'm glad. I'm happy about this. Jump in with 2 feet, man. Don't be so milquetoast like I'm hearing every other opinion from people who do what we do. They're being very milquetoast materially. I mean, the only person I've heard of legitimate excitement was my guy Herb Lawrence. He's like, yeah, I poo-pooed a lot of shit that Chris Getz has done, but I think this is a big boy move and it's a good move. Yeah, feel free to give a real opinion on it.
He's also a good manager candidate is not going to come in and get Gavin Sheets to bat 450. So like, it's like you can't expect him to change anything. And I think something that like popped out and was said too is like, hey, a manager really doesn't matter out there, unless, apparently unless it's Tony La Russa, which everyone was like, oh, he's ruining baseball. He's horrible. But, like the manager only can do the margins, right? Like, and you have to be really good. Your team's got to be really good. And then they can make a little bit of a difference at the end or make the difference there going in. And I agree with that. But also it, to me, signals that maybe they are fucking trying to do something different by hiring somebody that is the hot chick candidate, which we did not get with Pedro, we did not get with La Russa, did not get with fucking Ricky Renneria, did not get with fucking Ventura. Like they haven't done this since.
Did not get with Ozzy. Even Ozzy wasn't. Ozzy was kind of a shot in the dark. It wasn't really like a major candidate. It was like, oh, they're hiring Ozzy. Ian, what? They're like that sort of shit.
Yeah. So I mean, at least you're doing somebody. You have a person that's recognized by another team that they could be good, and you want them to lead your team. So that's a good get. So now you hope that this actually, like, let's build around this a little bit. Let's give them a couple bucks. Let's sign some players. But hey, man, we can dream in one hand and shit in the other and see what gets filled first. So
let's get a couple drinks real quick. Our guy Barry Bag of Donuts.
Hey, what's up, Vegas?
He's in Vegas, baby.
He did say then, drunken greetings from Fremont Street in Vegas.
Fucking
Cheers,
right, Barry. Let's go, man.
I hope we're broadcasting above the street in Vegas right now. That would be awesome.
Just put us up on the TV in the plaza. That's a spot Treason like.
And then Jay-Zell, with no mention of Freddie Garcia, says America's little goofballs getting loaded again. Cheers, Jay-Zell.
Jay-Zell, bless you.
Yeah, no one remembers Freddie Garcia.
But speaking of Freddie Garcia, my last comment on this is Sox fans, get ready. Because all you're getting this Sox Fest is 2005 Sox and Will Venable. Be prepared for that.
Yes, sir.
Maybe Jason.
There's nothing else. Nothing else.
But it's Andy.
Now, Now my Sox summer. Why don't you pay some bills?
Let's do it.
I love that song so much. I'll crush your skull. That's what it sounds like.
There's stuff about Halloween night in there, and it's just like this. This is what Mazda is all about.
When MSS was making that, like a AI or whatever, he was like totally jamming out to that fucking shit. 100%, man.
And so much shrooms. So much shrooms.
Oh, we got another drink, Treasy.
Yeah, he's just gonna lose another $1.20. Need better guys.
All right, Jason, don't disagree. I saw a fair amount of that in the comments. Yeah, it doesn't solve the player side of it yet.
I will say though that I think that it will be a little bit different than what MSS was saying of like, you're not going to see a discernible change. I think you might. I think you might see a discernible change, especially if there's a true partnership between him and Getz. Because when you have such a young team, there's going to be a lot more optionality of move this guy on or off the roster. So like if you got a guy who's just underperforming, you just go like, and he goes into Getz's office and says, I can't use this guy. You got to send him down. I'll take whatever you got down there. Just give me another guy that does X, Y, and Z, and we'll work him into there. Because that's the problem that they've had is like they've been tied to some of these contracts.
Right.
That it's difficult to,
They're albatrosses.
When Eli was healthy, you couldn't keep him out of the lineup. Right? Like you had to try and run it out there and see what was going on.
He's like your best hitter, so you got to throw him in there, even though he was terrible.
And then he was terrible, and it's just like there's not options around that. So like there's not a whole lot you could do.
Son of a bitch. Let's not.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Ball gag and all.
Is that?
There you go, Mr. Heron. Enjoy it.
Oh man, I didn't know he was going to try to talk with it in his mouth.
That was very Pulp Fiction-y.
Yeah, absolutely. Slimer's back, baby.
You're
Let's
muted.
go.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
As in extremely uncomfortable.
Really?
Oh, you think so?
You would think that, like,
What a shock that the ball
all the
gag was
things that you
extremely
have
uncomfortable.
in life, right? Like, you can make a ball gag that is a little more comfortable.
You know, I was thinking, no, MSI.
I'm Slimer. Yay.
I love the outfit, but you know what I'm thinking?
What do you think?
Smash.
Or
Pass. 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 Smash.
or
Pass.
This is going to be
yes.
game used sent out to some lucky 108 order. I'll tell you that.
Oh man,
I'll have Loaf do the butt plug.
He's Gumby, damn it.
game used ball gag is not something I expected for us to have. But hey, it's
Also
Halloween, guys.
$1,500.
It's Halloween. We got to do some Halloweeny stuff. And so me and Beef were chatting with said, hey, smash or pass, but horror movie starlets.
Let's do
Let's
it.
get some horror movie starlets in here. And I had to go all over the place because I feel like it would have been easy for me to just find the bustiest B movie ladies and like just give you only that. And then it'd be like, okay, well, everything is smash. Like, just like a constant smash, 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 smash. So let's get into it. First up, now, I didn't want to give you late stage Werther's Jamie Lee Curtis, but I also didn't feel comfortable giving you teenage Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. So I shot it right down the middle. Halloween H2O, Jamie Lee Curtis. What do you guys think? You guys smashing or passing H2O, Jamie Lee Curtis?
Who's first?
Beef, you go first.
All right. So even at end stage, Jamie Lee Curtis is a big old smash for the Beef Loaf. Now the younger Jamie Lee, also very nice.
Fabulous.
Middle stage though, I mean, this is like, this is prime Jamie Lee Curtis. This is like an easier smash than ever.
This is True Lies.
True
era.
Lies. Yeah, I would say True Lies is like that scene in True Lies is like, oh my god, she was in that horror movie, but whoa, easy smash here for me.
MSS. You smashing or passing?
Man, you know what? God, like I had to think about it for a minute. And late stage, not so much. I don't think I could do it. Too old. This stage, though, yeah. I mean, this is probably the age I am right now. So, yeah,
Right?
I'm gonna. She had a nice rack. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
there's no
smashing.
question.
Smashing.
Yeah, people. I think we got a mixed crowd. Here. So
Baloney says True Lies might have changed me as a youth. Yeah, that's
very well good.
good movie and good something else.
Yeah.
Hello.
Basic Instinct was that for me, Baloney. You know?
Wow, that's yeah.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Trey says, "I'm 25. I'm good." Trey, you might not know
Hey,
what
it's
you're missing.
okay,
I
dude.
don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, man.
But all right.
Sometimes
so-
you got to
so
drive a classic, bro. You gotta
I
drive
didn't-
a classic,
I didn't-
see how it goes.
I didn't divide you guys on that one. So that's both on a smash there. Let's get into this. So Allison Williams from Get Out.
Oh shit, was she the girlfriend, right?
Yeah, My Sock Summer, you're up first.
Oh man. I mean,
You know what happens.
I'm trying.
You
No,
do.
Oh wait, have
do
you
know.
seen this? My
yeah,
Sock
I've seen
Okay,
it
Okay.
because
I was gonna say this is the type of movie that I've seen and it's etched in my brain. Like I'm like, oh my god.
I'm not. It's
It's one of the ones where I was holding onto my couch like at the end. I was like, oh, okay, it's over. God.
man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass this. I mean, I'm happy with this, but there's gonna be weird shit. I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm passing.
Too weird for you? Too weird.
Too
for you?
weird.
All right. So that's a pass on My Sock Summer. Beef. You smashing or passing?
Let me tell you something, boys. Okay, there's some people like crazy a lot, right? They're like you get crazy, and you're like, I'm going for it. I don't care. This movie was 3 minutes old, and I turned to Mrs. Beef and I said, "That girlfriend right there, she's no good. She can be the root of all the problems in this movie right here. And God damn it, I called that. And I was like looking at her the whole time, like, no way. I would have known to get the fuck out right then. He didn't know. He was in too deep. It's an easy pass for me. I'm sorry, but great acting and a great fucking role. Like, just like, what a thriller, an amazing movie. So, I loved it, but I'm
Are you saying that Horny led him astray?
Horny led him astray? I think Horny led him astray.
Horny led him astray. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't like this fucking thing. God damn it. Hair's all falling out. I want to put on my thing. I'll be right back.
You're Gumby, damn it.
Trey says,
he leaves in the middle of the segment.
Why the fuck is that dinosaur wearing a tie? Trey, that's Slimer from Ghostbusters.
I thought he was Gumby, damn it.
That's a tongue.
Why is that dinosaur wearing a tie?
I thought it was a dinosaur too, because just recently I was like, remember that time MSS was dressed up as a dinosaur? And you guys were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I guess I was wrong.
Who knew?
Now I feel better. I got my hair back.
I thought you were taking that off.
I seriously thought
No,
you were
I'm
gonna
leaving
come
it on.
completely.
Like, I pay $50.
No shirt. It would be funny. No shirt.
I thought he was going to come back completely nude for the rest of this, which it could be. You could get that excited. Let's see what we got next. I don't even remember what order these are in, so I don't know what's going on.
Good luck.
There we go.
Oh,
all right. So this is From Dusk Till Dawn, Salma Hayek's character, and if you ain't seen it, go watch it right now. Well, wait an hour and then go watch it. But I got the before and after, so you know what's coming. But Beef, you smashing or passing?
You know how they say, like, you're willing to risk it all? Yeah, this is a big smash right here. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't care what the end results are. Right?
I can't.
We're going down with the ship if we need to. Smashing.
I can't figure out like a better way to live out my fantasy as a youth doing like a girl from V than to have this happen. Like this is perfect. Like lizard people are totally fine. Like I will fuck the shit out of a lizard person. It is okay, especially if they look like Salma Hayek. I am smashing the shit out of that. Thank you. Gabriel is smashing 100%.
Still very hot. Still very hot. Post
She
vampire.
is. She's
Yeah,
pretty
all
good.
this.
Yeah.
Well, that's a given.
All right. I think these are going to get tougher from here on out. These are going to get tougher from here on out. So from Candyman, Virginia Madsen. So this is, she's, in Candyman, she's right here in Chicago. She's not far from me. So you guys, right at home here, MSS, Virginia Madsen. You smashing or passing?
I'm looking her up real quick here just to get a little bit of other. You know what? I'm smashing that. I think I'm going to smash that. I think I'm looking at the pictures here. She kind of fits. She's got that weird looking eyes, but yeah, no, I'm smashing.
That weird looking eyes.
Yeah, got some weird looking eyes there. Nice rack too. I'll take it.
Beef, you smashing or passing?
Yeah, she's way up there in my Beverly D'Angelo, and then her wholesome looking blonde woman actress in movies that I'm hugely attracted to. And so
nice.
in Sideways,
I was going to say, how much did Sideways contribute?
Oh,
to
a lot.
It
It weighted it a goddamn lot. I'll be honest with you, but yeah, I mean this is a smash. Candyman is a terrifying movie, also.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, what old horror movies can we watch? Oh, not that one. I'm good. I'll stay on the side of that one.
I'm gonna mess up his name because it's Tony something. I'm blanking on the actor. I keep wanting to say Tony Cox, but I think that's the little person.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah. The guy who's
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
Tony
Yeah,
Todd.
he is fucking awesome in this movie. So I was going through some horror movies and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah,
He's dead.
This is a good one. This is a good one here, Candyman. So, all right, so both smash on that one. I'm surprised. I'm surprised I haven't really divided you guys too much.
Do I have to do her in the hair version of her in this Candyman, or just her as a person?
Oh, look at it's the character. Right?
The short hair.
MSS. MSS, you have to do it in the apartment that the Candyman has access to.
Yeah, I was
That's
thinking
it.
it's in the
Okay.
movie. You got to do it in the movie, is my thought. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
he's changed his mind. He was
gotta
worried
be
about the
some-
hair.
gotta
I'm
be
just
some
worried about
fear.
the power.
We're about to get killed, man. We're really risking.
The
gotta be willing
90s
to risk
power
it.
hair, though.
This
is
might be
too
your last
much.
nut, man. Get in there.
All right, I'm still gonna stick with it. I'm still smashing.
Hey, go
But
back
the
to the hair
hair-
for a second. Why is the hair
hair
on
gives
you
me
so much?
pause.
What's the problem with the hair?
I don't
Holla at me.
like power. I don't like power 90s power hair girl cut. Haircuts for girls. I don't like it. I don't know.
Too many of those girls turned you down.
just-
That's
that's
what we're getting at. Yep.
There's
I like that short haircut. That
And,
looks
and I'll
nice.
say this, Loaf. There was plenty of girls with plenty of different haircuts that turned me down. So, like, I mean, if we have to go,
I wasn't
by
going
girls
there,
that
baby.
turn me down.
I'm with,
Like,
we're simpatico, baby. That's we're all
every-
good.
every
I just say
single
this
thing.
one's stuck in your head though for some reason. That's why
Yeah,
like
I
you
know,
don't.
man. Like,
Everyone's
the
got their own
power
things. It's
Like,
something
I feel
about
like she's gonna try to talk to me about politics and shit, and I said, oh, "Shut the fuck up, man." I don't know.
Okay, we hit the nail.
beef
right
some-
there.
Yeah.
some bartender at Otto's turned his ass down too. That's
Actually, I think when we were at Otto's, it was all dude bartenders.
She asked him, "Are you a liberal
right.
snowflake?"
all right, guys. Here's a tough
God
one.
damn you!
That word didn't exist
tough
back
one.
then. Thank
This is
Christ.
a tough one. I'll be honest with you.
Kathy Bates
Man.
in Misery. She's a bit of a clinger. But beef, you smashing or passing?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys.
Oh shit.
I would smash Kathy Bates in every other scenario, except for the one where she takes a 15-pound sledgehammer and smashes the fuck out of my feet to keep me in her apartment so I can continue writing a novel. That's the only Kathy Bates I will not smash. All right, I got to be honest with the audience, so it's gonna be a pass, but it's a close pass. All right, there's just there's some psychological problems here that I can't really deal with. I need to get away.
If she just bought Thunder Mifflin,
Oh.
you'd be smashing, is what I'm hearing.
If she was Roberta Boucher, smash, smash, smash. However,
Oh, dude.
Misery, we gotta pass. We gotta I can't. My feet. I want my feet to work. That's all. I want my feet to work.
Beef Roboito loaf, right there. That's what I just heard.
Man.
Mailman Jack says
This
people
is-
size 15's got no business in that. Yeah, absolutely. They're a big target. That sledgehammer hit easily.
MSS, you smashing or passing?
So like
He's smart. I
smart
like that he's
money.
reloading for this. He's like, let's see how much booze I can get in me to see if I smash.
Smart money tells you, like my man Loaf, you fucking pass on this shit. Like you do not want any part of that.
Yeah.
But
So
the MSS has gone down a lot of dark alleys. He has sometimes, I think the kids call it put your dick in crazy. And you know what? It didn't end as badly as I thought it could have. And it was a fun ride. So
Yes.
I think I might have to smash it just to see what's happening. Fucking risk it. See what happens. See if I come out the other end, okay? Especially as as an older gentleman, you just see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I just thinking, you know what? It's just like if you're that fucking nuts and you're gonna do that, right? Like if you're gonna be that crazy,
I like
probably
the
some
angle.
other shit that you will do.
I like where you're going.
Tracy,
I think I gotta go with it.
This is game one. Freddie Freeman walk-off grand slam right here. Crushed it.
I like where you went. I like where your mind went. I like
Yeah.
the thought process.
I don't
I
like
think
the
you thought
physical-
about this more than you thought about Will Venable, to be honest.
I didn't
The
even
comments
get
are-
I wish I had notes. I would have gotten that even been better. This
Comments
is
are fucking wild right now. John Carney says Beef's holding out for Matlock, Kathy Bates, and Mailman Jack says she's not so, but sometimes not so ain't so bad. Get me a wheelchair. There's a
I'm
man thinking
saying.
ahead. That's-
You might see some things that you didn't know you were going to see. You
John
might have
Carney
to
says,
see some
can
things.
you please smash this typewriter on my junk? Don't give MSS any ideas, please.
All right, next up.
Trey, you should never take me seriously either. Don't worry about it. Okay. Even if I'm not wearing a Slimer outfit.
Speaking of crazy.
Oh, my
Speaking of crazy. So, House of 1,000 Corpses, Sherry Moon Zombie. And I specifically found the scene where she's about to ruin someone's life. My Sock Summer, you smashing her past.
Oh, dude. I mean, not even a hesitation. Not even a hesitation. You're smashing.
She turns this guy into a human like stuffed fish.
I don't give a shit. You know what? I'm gonna have a little bit of fun, and then I'm getting fucking taken out. It's fine, dude. I watched this movie, and like Sherry Moon Zombie has always been. I mean, come on, forget about it. Smash, 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 smash.
You watch these movies, and you really question what kind of porno Rob Zombie watches, to be honest. But beef, you smashing her past.
Man, it's MSS jumped right in with 2 feet. For me, getting gutted, like a game fish.
We're all gonna die, Lo. All gonna die.
It's stuck on the wall. It's actually a factor, right?
And beef, this ain't like taking 2 in the back of the head.
No, this is gonna be slow and painful and terrifying and ridiculous. And my innards will be out, and I will be looking at them. Like that's kind of what it is. But Sherry Moon Zombie has like one of the best asses in the movie ever, ever, right? I mean, like ever.
She got like that 1970s vibe.
Yeah.
With a new groove chick, dude. Like,
where she's kind of thin, but she has the wide hips. Like, man,
like natural. Like, yes.
I should have put this one last if you guys want to come.
I can't sell this Slimer outfit now because I just messed it.
You know what? I have to pass only because I don't want to die the way this guy died. I'm willing to die for some shit, but this was a little too heinous. So MSS, I'll let you get in there. Hopefully the getaway car starts and I can get the fuck out of this place.
You are fucking a pussy.
Fish Boys, just too far. That's the cutoff.
A little bit.
That's the cutoff. All right. I feel you. All right, let's see who's next. All right. This is young Jennifer Aniston. This is in The Leprechaun. Now, big 90s vibes in this one. I didn't get enough. I could have got more pictures, but I just really love this one because I'm a huge Warwick Davis fan, and I needed him in the picture, and this one's fucking excellent. So that's why you got this one instead of the one where she's in like the like jean shorts that came right out of a Color Me Bad video. But the Beef Loaf, I'm going to give it to you first. Smash or pass?
Oh, man, I'm terrified of the Leprechaun, so that's a given. Jennifer Aniston's not down the fairway for my personal tastes. However, she was in Friends, and then she had the topless pictures, and so for nostalgia purposes, I think I have to smash. All the risks given, I will smash.
Hey, for all you motherfuckers saying she's too young, she's like 20 years old in this, all right? So it's not like, I'm not putting like a, we actually, I sent the guys one yesterday. It was Patricia Arquette in like Nightmare on Elm Street. She was actually 19 in the movie, but she looked like she was 14. And I was like, we can't do this one. But
that's too young.
I had a great picture because it's the one where Freddy's real big and eats her. And like, great picture, but we wasted. We didn't get to use it tonight. All right. So you're smashing. MSS, smash or pass?
So, all right, I'm watching a GIF of her walking in those 90s shorts. I mean, you can't.
There it is.
Fuck. Like, I want to do the same thing. I want to say this almost the same thing as Loaf. Like, yeah, because you have to, because you know what she becomes. But
right.
Like,
but at time and place, it's not that impressive, right? MSS, it's not like that great at that point.
Like, she's got the good body, okay? I mean, that's definitely, she's fine. But the bangs. I don't know about the bangs. It's a little.
You want
weird.
the like We're the Millers, Jennifer Aniston. That's the
like I'd rather take like an older, wrinkly version than I would the young.
I think you want post Friends. You want bad. Was it Bad Bosses or whatever the fuck movie that? That's the version.
Yeah. So same era. I said We're the Millers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Dude. I mean, and like the kids in the comments, like you don't understand maybe how hot Jennifer Aniston was like. In like the mid 90s, like 95, like she had her butt out like on the Rolling Stone cover. Whoo, dog,
man, that was a
young
thing.
MSS, like enjoy that cover. Let me tell you. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna. I think I would smash because I have to. I feel like I have to because of who she became. But like, if I'm just going based on the stats of this, like what I'm seeing, it's a pass. It's a pass. I
You're
can't believe
passing?
I'm saying that, but I'm saying it.
I just love that in this he's passing on Jennifer Aniston, smashing Kathy Bates.
Well,
What an epic night. What an epic night.
I mean, but it's both defensible. I'm going to be honest with you. I would have been right there with him and Kathy Bates. Just one little problem: 15-pound sledge.
Yeah. And you already got
I'm willing to risk it. I can change your.
You got a lot of lower half
change it.
injuries, Beef. You got lower half injuries. You can't risk it. I get where you're at.
There's no
All right,
question.
let's
You guys had that up for a reason, right? Jackie Trier says headlights always on during Friends. You're
Oh,
damn
hell
right
yeah.
they were. That's a good pull right there.
all right. We're getting into one of my favorite horror movies of all time. This is just an incredible horror movie, Alien, and Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver in her prime, My Sock Summer, smashing or passing.
Man. Okay. Body, 100% on point, right? Like just great banging Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver as Dana in Ghostbusters. Easy, instant smash.
I watched that tonight, actually.
Alien, though, I don't think I could do it. I just don't like. She's just not as attractive. She's got like 8th grade, English teacher vibes going on in her face and hair, and I'm not feeling it. Like I just never found her attractive in that setting. But as a sex crazed ghost, definitely in. But not Alien.
The fact
something
that you're
that's
saying
gonna
all
continue-
this
no,
in the
can't
Slimer
do it.
costume is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, that's-
Well, hey, That's probably why I
Slimer
got
would
the-
only bang the one that was in his movie,
That's right.
not the one that's in an Alien movie.
I'm gonna pass on this. I'm gonna pass.
Beef, you smashing or passing?
Treasy, I need a ruling right here. Okay, I've heard rumors.
It's not Photoshop.
I need you to confirm. During this movie, did she in fact keep it hairy?
So that's a myth. So like
It's a myth. Okay.
So this is actually the scene that people talk about, and they say like, so the story is, if you haven't heard it, and it's a bullshit story, is that like she refused to shave for this scene, and so they had to like digitize out the pubic hair that
The
was
goose
hanging
hairs.
out of the underwear,
The bush.
and I think it was. And this is James Cameron, right?
Yes.
If
Yeah, I think it
remember.
is.
think
Yeah,
so.
that's right.
And he was like, "Do you know how expensive that would have been in that era? Like, to have done that frame by frame and like wipe that out in the 80s when this was made." And he's like, "That's the most insane rumor ever." So yeah, that didn't happen. Great lore. But how does that affect your decision, Beef?
I was just curious. I just wanted to, set the boundaries
likes
there.
the must.
MSS does bring up, the 8th grade English teacher vibe there. But you're not human if you haven't busted a nut to your 8th grade English teacher if she looks like this. So I think it's an easy smash because there's a level of nostalgia to it, and there's also like she looks hot. I don't know, even the picture right there, she looks hot. Yeah, she's tough. She's a tough chick. Deal with it, man. Deal with a powerful woman.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
John Carney says it was 1979. Everyone kept it hairy.
Everybody's very mad. Our guy Mailman Jack says,
Go ahead. Sorry.
he says, "I refuse to believe Teresa's Bush digitizing slander. She kept it hairy."
The comments don't believe you. The comments think you and James Cameron are full of shit, and it was a big pile of Bush. It doesn't matter. I'd be down James Brown on that shit. John Novice says, "Bye, Cracky." Yeah, that's correct. That's appropriate.
All right, last one.
Oh shit.
Last one. So, just a few movies that this young lady was in.
Oh, man.
Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl-orama, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Dead
the
Heat,
Dream Masters.
Beef, Dead Heat,
Dead Heat.
Zombiegeddon, The Return of the Living Dead, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and 169 other movies. That was not an exaggeration. Her IMDb page has 176 movies on it. It's Linnea Quigley. MSS.
God.
Smashing or passing?
I mean, I'm just looking up some pictures, okay? Just like I had to confirm.
I gotta get a frame of reference, right?
That's a all smash all day. Yeah. I mean, that's like 80s bangs that were bangable. Okay? Like she definitely had bangs in the weird 80s.
Now that's a t-shirt right there.
But not like oh my god, like Samantha Fox, like this is like a low rent Samantha Fox, and if and like the older cats in the chat will understand that reference, but like yeah, no, for reals, like yeah, that's a smash. That's an all day smash. I don't even have to think about it. She's not as top heavy as I would like, but like I'm still good with that. I'm smashing.
All right, you're smashing. Beef Loaf, channel your inner Joe Bob Briggs and tell me what you're doing here.
Great pull, Treasy. I wish there were still those hosts of the horror movie hosts like Joe Bob Briggs or Spangoolie or all these guys. Like I wish they still existed.
He still does it.
Oh,
really? Where?
All night.
It's on one of those. It's on one of those horror channels. I
personally need it. I gotta tune into this shit. You know, it's funny. You put in A Nightmare on Elm Street for the Dream Masters. Like that's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. It's totally insane, and that's the one where Heather Langenkamp comes back and she's like older and trying to help these kids out or whatever. However, this chick just doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna have to pass.
Oh my!
I'm gonna be out, even though like that's one of my favorite horror movies ever. I don't know. She just doesn't do it. I'm sorry, MSS. I don't mean to disappoint you.
That's all right.
I'm gonna pass,
she is slight. I mean, I understand she's not
it's a little
she's
too.
not usually her
for
style.
me, it's just a little too. Yeah, I can't.
She's not her style, but this picture that I'm looking, oh my god, yeah, it's a nice black and white. Oh, oof. I'm in.
Mailman Jack says she's a high rent Haktua.
Oh,
hello.
Oh, wow,
well, fellas, that was the
reference
Halloween
I know,
version. The Halloween version of Smash or Pass. I hope you enjoyed it. We should. I mean, like, I feel like this is so good.
Awesome.
We should play it out.
Smash
Or
pass. 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 Smash
or
pass.
Fellas, now it's time for thank yous or GFYs. Beef Loaf, who are you thinking are GFY?
My GFY goes to the World Series pregame show, the studio show, and postgame on Fox that included Big Papi, A-Rod, Derek Jeter. They were ill-prepared. They talked in mostly cliches. They weren't even fun besides Papi. Papi's kind of fun. Either make that panel a lot of fucking fun or make it guys who actually give a shit about preparing for the goddamn games instead of talking cliches all the time. It was a huge mess. They got to do better, man. You can't look at the studio show that TNT was doing with basketball and say, oh, we'll just recreate that with random baseball players.
Right?
It's not going to work. Get some fun guys or get some guys that are like, yeah, we're going to really talk ball. But either way, make a good group. That group sucked. Get all three of them guys out. I'm sorry, Papi, you were kind of fun and funny. You're gone too, motherfucker. 3 new guys next year.
Loaf, you say that, and it was like, I agree with you. Because the even after that dude hit the grand slam to win the game, and they're like, "Hey, get over there and take a picture with Jeter." Jeter was just like, "Oh, hey, hold on, you'll get your picture, buddy." It's just like, dude, just take a fucking picture.
Right, exactly.
Like, just
be a sport, asshole.
Don't be a dickhead. You're not serious. You're not a serious broadcaster. Okay, you've won enough things. You're like a great baseball player. Everyone loves you. You give out gift baskets to women after you fuck them. Please, just don't act like you're too good to take a picture on broadcast. For Christ's sake. Oh,
I love it.
fucking disrespected Slimer.
Who are you thinking of GFY?
I want to thank the White Sox for doing something I didn't think they were going to do in hiring a manager that is the hot chick. I mean, that amazingly is this. I mean, that is just thank you for doing that, because now we had, a really, really, really bad year of being an out White Sox fan to people. So every time you showed up, even if you're wearing 108 stuff, people are like, "Oh man, the Sox, they fucking suck." And so like, it's nice to finally have something to be like, yeah, you know what? They did suck, but we hired the manager that a lot of people wanted. So that's cool. Thank you for that. And my GFY, I'll kick their coverage.
They're not outkick their coverage, John. Take it easy. No one outkicks their coverage. All right,
Take it easy. I got a GFY late arriving to the Buckness, who says, "This is boring, bro. When I just broke down why I would fuck Kathy Bates, okay? Dude, I'm wearing a Slimer outfit. I started with a ball gag in my mouth. It talked about how I would fuck Kathy Bates, and you have the fucking audacity to say that this segment is boring? Oh, come on. Rewind, motherfucker, and tell me it's boring. Go fuck yourself, Buckness."
I love
God damn it.
all I want to thank everybody who contributed, especially Mr. Hand, for getting in enough money to make MSS wear this fucking Slimer costume.
Oh shit, we can do
for the
this
second
You're
half
Gumby,
of the
damn it.
show.
I'm Slimer, damn it.
Absolutely excellent. You look wonderful. That felt very Ghostbusters.
Yes. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh man. And that's it. We'll see you soon.